Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. It was a pleasure to meet with some of you in the breakout sessions and the networking space. That really works well, doesn't it? Well, having enjoyed our lunch, we should tender our thanks to those who prepared and served it for us, wherever you are right now. We all know that the catering and hospitality industry was among the hardest hit by the pandemic, and many are still struggling. But from adversity comes endeavour, and the industry is brimful of new ideas to bounce back stronger than ever. Let's hear from one of the biggest players in that game. From Sodexo, we have their Regional Food Transformation Director and Head of Promotions, Digital and Insight, Hannah Hughes and Harpreet Cheema.
Thanks, Martin. The drive to get people back in the office means the need for an evolution in food services to meet new and emerging consumer and workplace demands. So today, Harpreet and I are going to be discussing what we've seen and how Sodexo is evolving. But firstly, I should probably introduce myself. So my name is Hannah Hughes and I am the Food Transformation Director for Sodexo in the UK and Ireland. And my role is to look at transforming the traditional business models to ensure that we remain future fit.
Thanks, Hannah. And I'm Harpreet Cheema, Head of Workplace Services for our Corporate Services segment in the UK and Ireland. So my job is how we stitch together what we do to create compelling and seamless experiences for our clients, consumers, and employees. So we thought we would start today's presentation with a quote. This is a great quote from Boston Consulting Group, and I think it sets the scene. I'll let you read it, but the key element that we want to take away is that the workplace has always been shifting. But over the last 18 months, we've seen a seismic shift, and we're now at a pivotal moment in the evolution of the workplace. This generates huge opportunity if you're willing to grab it, to create those vital spaces. As an industry, we can absolutely not stand still. We all have to think differently, think creatively about the services we provide as FM and contract caterers. How can we support big organizational issues that are facing our clients today? Elements such as productivity, collaboration, and even the war for talent. So what are those macro trends in the workplace that are reshaping the services that we need to deliver? At Sodexo, insight is at the heart of everything we do, and we all must take a data-driven approach, whether that's talking to our existing clients, prospects, or going to the wider market to learn from other experts in the field. We talk to our clients on a regular basis, and this is a summary of the main trends and themes that we are seeing. For example, work from home is here to stay, and so is the office and hybrid models. Depending on which headline you read day by day, all of the above is true. What we can be certain of is the uncertainty as we all figure this out together. I used to go to the office pretty much every day, but looking to the future, I know this will change. How about your own working patterns? Real estate portfolios must evolve, be flexible, and organizations are now redesigning the future of work. Here we're starting to see real collaboration between different functions. Real estate, HR, finance, well-being are all coming together now to try and understand what that future is. And employee values, propositions, behaviours and needs. This is creating much more of a focus on culture and purpose. More than ever before, companies are getting introspective. What do they stand for? What does work mean for them? And how can they create the right environments and culture that bring all of this together? And finally, the economic recovery. We know that all organizations are at different stages on their recovery roadmap, and we need to be conscious of this and work with our clients to help them. So in terms of an actual response, the demand for food remains. It's just different and we need to be more flexible. FM is still strong and it's evolving at a rapid pace. We need to redesign and create better managed workplaces to improve the productivity, culture, and connectivity of employees. We're also seeing that increase in demand for those new workplace services. And finally, safety, well-being, and CSR. Whilst they've always been built into what we do, they now need to be highly visible. So getting back to us and our role, we all have a really important role to play in supporting our clients through all of that thinking and helping to shape the spaces and the services that can make this all real and tangible. I guess we would say this, but we think food and hospitality in the mix with great guest services, FM, maintenance, concierge and support services can really start to build environments that support great performance. For example, employers want to keep employees on site to boost not only productivity, but safety too. Employers and employees see quality food as an important benefit to talent recruitment. And finally, we need to be more flexible around those food options. Our work life is now flexible, and so does our food. Finally, on the workplace evolution, there's some changes that are happening right now in the workplace. These reflect not only the shifts that fall out of the recent pandemic, but wider shifts in culture as people have become more empowered. What we're seeing is that shift in attitudes and behaviours that we all have as consumers. Consumers are looking for greater empowerment to shape not just their own individual lifestyles and choices, but also to start to define what that looks like for their wider communities. So moving on to, what are those new priorities at work? We're thinking about buildings and offices working for us as communities. Do we have the right spaces to deliver collaboration and to attract the best people into our organisations? Do these spaces allow people to thrive? Work should be there to support and to improve our health, not to have a negative impact on it. And are organisations thinking about their impact and connections to wider communities, society, and the health and well-being of the planet? So let's get down into some specifics. The workplace lunch. If we get it right, we can absolutely bring people together, drive casual collisions, support a healthy and productive workforce. Research that we conducted found that 45% of employees said they were less likely to use their workplace canteen when they return to work. Of those 45%, employees stated that they might find alternatives, such as bringing their own food, perhaps prompted by safety concerns. And others said they were more likely to try alternatives, including ordering from local cafes and restaurants. So it is clear that the way we've always done it isn't going to be good enough. There is a clear need for new formats that deliver against some of that criteria that people are looking for. Speed and convenience are up there, as well as safety. Hannah.
Thanks, Harpreet. As Harpreet has spoken, insight is truly at the heart of everything we do here at Sodexo, and we use this insight to fuel our strategy. So firstly, when we're looking at the trends that we must consider when we're evolving and revolutionising our models, we talk about more frictionless and hyper-convenience formats. The pandemic has accelerated the use of contactless transactions, things like curbside pickup, pre-order bookings, and this is driven by ease, safety, and a reduced human contact. We know that around 79% of consumers during the pandemic use contactless. And this has led to the tech surge trend for low frictionless commerce and smart customer experience, with obviously the ultimate being Amazon Go, the completely digital retail shopper experience. Think about your shopping habits and how they've changed over the last years. You no longer get the menu in a restaurant, but you access via a QR code on your phone. And I know that I've shifted purely to online grocery shopping. We then talk about flexibility. And this is flexibility in terms of space, but also in terms of offer. We've seen a significant shift in retail and high street operators to move towards multi-purpose or hybrid spaces, where basically you are blurring the boundaries so consumers can do more than one thing in one space. Again, think about how productive you could be if you could do multiple tasks within one space. But also this shift in retail and high street blurring of hybrid spaces is also partly in response to a more focused approach to justify the value of retail, adding more so that people can compete with online and enticing customers into physical spaces. We then talk about omnichannel, or shopping, as we like to call it. Consumers want the same experience, whether that's in person, online, or via an app. And you've got to have the underlying systems in place to support how the consumer wants to shop. And finally, to power many of these changes in our sector, we are seeing new styles of production, the likes of Deliveroo, who are using cloud kitchens to power their offer, the growth in virtual brands, and the more centralized kitchens to help businesses focus on quality and consistency. We are all, therefore, needing to ensure we consider these key trends when we think about our consumers returning. So, the three areas of focus that Sodexo are using as their catalyst for change really have helped to drive and deliver our program of food transformation. We know the industry must change, and that change starts now. Digital. So we are putting digital at the heart of all of our services. Consumers are connected 24/7, and digital is just a hygiene factor. Convenience. Our connection to food is more important than it's ever been before. What we look for in the food we eat has changed. Why we eat, where we eat, and when we eat, and the link to 24 connectivity. And then production. So in turn, we are ensuring we have the right engine in place as our enabler. We're looking at building new food production models to deliver improved safety, improved quality, and improved efficiencies, meeting the growing pressures of reduced footprints and improving our sustainability pledges.
So how can you change at pace? There are three main elements you can look at: build internal capabilities, acquire those capabilities, or partner with experts. In the last year, we have started working with two key partners to help us deliver and accelerate our changes. Firstly, we are working with food technology expert Dynamify to support the implementation of our digital retail and hospitality services across our sites. Dynamify work with food service partners to deliver a mobile-first experience, developed with the consumer at the heart. We are working with Dynamify on an app-based digital retail platform to support activities such as scan and go, pre-order, prepay, delivery, table service, reservations, and loyalty, just to name a few.
We also acquired a major stake in Fooditude at the end of 2020. Fooditude produces high quality, fresh food from a central production unit in London. They work predominantly with media and technology organisations such as Netflix and Pinterest. Partnering with Fooditude has really helped us at Sodexo to accelerate our on-site and off-site production capabilities by learning from those experts. And here's a short introduction to Fooditude.
Welcome to Fooditude and welcome to our 20,000 square foot kitchen we call the Mothership.
At Fooditude, we provide a different type of workplace catering. Put simply, we cook fresh food from scratch in our central production kitchen in London. We deliver tasty dishes and hot meals using our fleet of vans to clients across the capital. We are a one-stop shop taking care of meals, pantry services, coffee concepts and more. All this, and you don't even need a kitchen on site, meaning you can save space and reduce labour costs. Our clients come back for more because our food is delicious and helps build company culture like nothing else can. For staff who want to beat the lunchtime queues, we have Fuel by Fooditude, where staff can order their individual packaged lunchboxes via our app. And when you want to celebrate or reward your team, there's our pop-up concepts, inspired by the best of London's diverse dining scene. Your employees are now working more flexibly than ever before, so we've designed our service to be just that, flexible. And you can quickly flex up or flex down the service based on the number of people at your site. We produce fresh, healthy and delicious dishes as part of a constantly changing menu that is seasonal and sustainably sourced. We have the highest rating possible with the Sustainable Restaurant Association, and we are members of the Planet Mark, which means we have committed to reducing our carbon emissions by at least 5% each year. Bring your team together for a meal they'll love. Fooditude. Feed yourself happy.
So, to roll up all the insight we have covered, it's important to say you have to start with a food-first approach, giving the consumers the food they want, when and where they want it, and ensuring food that works whenever an employee is working. Think back to those days of historical service windows. If you wanted breakfast outside of 7 to 9 a.m. and you 9 times out of 10 had a problem. So spaces have to be flexible. Services have to be flexible. And technology needs to be at the heart of everything in order to truly deliver an agile and progressive approach to the workplace. So this short video brings to life Sodexo's food ecosystem.
Consumer behaviour in the workplace has changed rapidly over the last year. We've all got used to working at home a lot more, so we need to start to reflect that in the workplace. As a customer, I want to come into our spaces, pick up what I want, whenever I want to, and pay however I want as well.
Food Connection is our food-first approach, giving consumers the food that they want and need wherever they choose to work. It allows us to reallocate, repurpose and reduce space needs. Really, it's about delivering new food services in different ways for consumers and make a seamless experience.
Over the last 12 months, we've adapted our food model to include pre-order, click and collect and scan and go to make it more agile and convenient for our consumers. We've also made it easier for our consumers to access our food through food lockers and delivery. Food lockers have enabled us to provide food to the PM shift in our manufacturing spaces. And the beauty of the new delivery model is we're able to get food to our customers at a time when they can't come out to the restaurants to get it from us.
Sodexo have had to adapt to the changing customer expectations. And what we've looked at mainly is replicating the high street. So as a customer, I'm used to using click and collect, scan and go at the supermarket. So we've tried to bring those customer experiences into our workspaces as well.
One of the biggest changes that we're making is the introduction of 12 Pay. So the technology allows that flexibility and that seamless experience for a consumer to be able to pre-order ahead, to click and collect, click and delivery, wherever they choose to work.
My team deliver full IFM services, food and conferencing. Because we've got 4 locations, we've got a really diverse customer base of everything from scientists to a younger tech community. Over the past 12 months, we've evolved our offer to introduce 12. We've introduced click and collect, pre-order, scan and go, and digital hospitality. We found tons of operational benefits, contactless, queue reduction, cash handling reduction, and the team tell me just so easy and simple to use. I think it's testament to 12 how slick it is to implement, that the team just literally adapted to it. They picked it up, started using it, fell in love with it straight away. Really slick implementation.
Sodexo brought us the 12 app. They really believed in it, and because of our partnership with them, it just felt like a matter of trust in letting them kind of roll with it and bring it to us. It's been a great solution, really. It was the right thing to do. It just makes things slicker. And they're not worried about having queues. They're not worried about kind of a backlog. They can just get everyone served and keep customers happy, really, which is the most important thing.
Just would like to leave you with this quote. Remember, whatever you are looking at, you must ensure that food is put at the heart of everything we do. And food is the fuel of human connection. Thank you from Harpreet and myself, and we look forward to taking any questions.